time is it?
It's almost noon.
Almost noon. I slept out late.
You needed to rest. It did you good.
No, it was those pills your friend gave me. They really knocked me out. What happened? Did the cops come? Bobby, you called them, didn't you?
Gavin, I was going to call, but you passed out. I didn't know what to do.
I told you, the longer I wait, the worse it makes me look. They'll be sure that I killed Gunther if I keep hiding from them.
Look, let's deal with this later. After you've had some food. You've got to keep your strength up, Gavin.
What strength? I don't think I could lift my hands to put them in the handcuffs.
Don't say that. I can't stand the thought of that. Look, I don't have anything in the house. I'm going to have to go out, okay?
All right, yeah, anything you say.
Okay, listen, I'll get you some nice hot soup. I'm just going across the street to Sid's. I'll be right back.
Why don't you set the table after the people get here? Then the silver won't get dusty.
Well, that's a good suggestion, honey, but we'll do it my way, okay? People don't like knives and forks rattling in their face when they're sitting down to eat.
Oh, it was just an idea.
Is that what you did in the last place you were?
Oh, we didn't have any knives and forks. All they ever served was hot dogs and hamburgers.
I thought you said it was called the Waldorf.
Oh, yes. Waldorf Burger and Frank Emporium. The health department closed it.
Must have been all the dust on the silverware.
Oh, but we didn't use silverware.
Oh, never mind, honey. Just keep setting the table like I told you. Well. If it isn't the long arm of the law.
That's it. So you got a replacement for Bobby?
I didn't have much choice. She really meant what she said. She doesn't want to wait on tables anymore.
That's too bad. I know how fond you were.
Well, she's a good kid. She did a good job. I don't know about this new one. She ain't exactly a Phi Beta Kappa. Thought she was the best I could do on short notice. I guess you heard about Gavin Wiley.
Yeah, that's about all I've heard all day long. Sid, I just don't understand it. I know Gavin is not a hit-and-run type.
Well, I never figured him to shoot anybody.
Just wish he'd show up and explain what happened.
Oh, I can explain what happened. Did you know I talked to the cops? That good-looking guy, you know.
You mean Tyler?
Yeah, that's the one. I told him what that big gorilla did to Jody. Well, he practically tore all her clothes off in the studio. You should have seen her last night when she came in here. Well, you can't blame Gavin for getting sore.
I said there is sore and there is sore, but I mean to shoot somebody.
You don't think they'll send him to jail for it? I mean, he was defending his girlfriend.
No, Sid, his girlfriend was here, remember? Gunther was not threatening her, at least not at that time.
Well, maybe he was threatening him.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, thank God. Look who's come to the rescue, I hope. Hi, Bobby.
Hi, Sid.
How about it?
I hope you're coming in here to tell me you changed your mind.
No, I didn't. I just came in for something to eat.
Well, I knew it was too good to be true. Well, take a seat. I'll get you a menu.
So, Sid tells me you're not going to be working here anymore. It's too bad.
Yeah, I thought it was time for a change. How's things with you?
Not too good, Bobby. I'm avoiding getting involved in a case. A very certain case. I suppose you've heard all about it.
Yeah, you mean Gavin.
Yeah. I suppose it's lucky that I've got the day off, or I'd have to be searching for him with everybody else. It's no fun trying to track down a friend.
The police are really searching for him? To arrest him?
Well, there's no official warrant issued yet,
Gavin,
but...
what do you think? I mean, will they arrest him when they find him?
Bobby, I don't see where they have any choice.
For murder? But it was only self-defense. I mean, that's what I heard. He shot the guy only to protect himself.
Yeah, well, things just aren't that simple.
Here you go, Calvin. Bobby, you know this menu by heart. What can I get you?
I just want something to go, Sid. I tell you what, give me the chicken vegetable soup in a big container, okay?
Well, that sounds simple. Calvin?
Just bring me a club sandwich. I really haven't got any appetite today.
I don't either.
Cheer up, Didi. You should be thrilled. Marcus Williams was a loser. You should be happy he doesn't want you to handle his case anymore. This is the case I'm interested in.
Which one is that?
Oh, it really isn't a case yet, but you read that?
Oh, yeah. Now, why would you want a case like this? It's open and shut.
Except that I know Gavin Wiley. He's not a murderer. That could be a crime of passion, or it could be self-defense, not premeditated. And think of the publicity. I mean, think of the glamour. Choreographer killed chauffeur of impresario because of attempted rape of young dancer. What I did for love.
Oh, no. And how exactly would you get him off? Apparently, he's already admitted killing the man. And he's a fugitive just to clinch it.
It does present a problem. But sometimes, Didi, you can barge through the truth with an impassioned plea. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have we become so callous in our society that we no longer recognize the right for a man to defend the honor of young womanhood? Have we become so permissive in our society that we no longer reward gallantry or righteous indignation? What if it were your loved one that was brutally assaulted by this barbaric, belligerent, bald-headed behemoth? What if it were your daughter, or your wife, or your sweetheart, or your Aunt Zelda?
Oh.
See, the idea would be to make it look as if Gunther deserved to die. Probably the truth. Hello. You have reached the offices of Scott and Nelson. Please leave your name and number after the beep, and we will return your call presently. Please wait for the beep. Beep.
Hello, this is Calvin Stoner calling for Didi Bannister.
Oh, Calvin, how you doing? Any word on the Gavin Wiley case?
Cliff, is that you?
Yeah.
Well, Gavin Wiley's case is not a case exactly, at least not until he shows up.
Oh, he's still in the lamb, huh? Well, look, whenever you meet him, you tell him that I'm interested in handling his defense. He's going to need a good lawyer.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm calling Didi.
What? Well, yeah, sure, right. It's for you.
Hello?
Hello, Didi, this is Calvin. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good. Listen, I was wondering if you might be free for dinner tonight.
No. No. As a matter of fact, I'm not.
You absolutely sure? I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'm kind of down today, and I just thought, quiet dinner for two.
No, Calvin, I don't think that would be a very good idea.
Well, look, it wouldn't be purely social. I mean, I've got this friend, a good friend, who's just in trouble up to his eyebrows. And, it's legal trouble, and I thought maybe you could, help me figure out some options for him,
Sort of legal consultation. In that case, I should be able to rearrange my schedule.
Oh, good. I'll call you later.
And told us what Gunther had been doing to her. I should have called the police then and there.
But Jody asked you not to, didn't she?
Yeah, well, big deal. When I went into the studio, I should have been a lot more careful. This never occurred to me. There might be somebody hiding there. I just walked right in and went right over to Gunther to see what I could do to help him.
There was no reason for you to do anything else, was there? Didn't you say that Gavin had phoned Sid's Tavern and told Jody what happened?
Yeah, he said that he had shot Gunther and that Gunther was in need of medical help, and Jody told him that I would take care of it.
And then he went directly to your house, right?
That's right.
You're sure about that, aren't you?
Well, I can't be positive. I was otherwise engaged.
Yeah, how is that lump on your head? You have anybody look at that yet?
No, I haven't.
So it's true what they say about doctors being the worst patients.
Listen, it's all right. The swelling is down. There's no broken skin. I'm not dizzy. I'm not seeing double. There's no damage. Truth is that the injury did more harm to Gunther. If it hadn't happened, Gunther might have been saved.
All right, that brings us back to the motive for the attack on you, then.
That seems fairly obvious to me. What about the police?
You know, somebody didn't want Gunther saved. I think it's most likely the original assailant.
Meaning Gavin Wiley.
Wait a minute. Somebody else could have been there, you know, hiding when Gavin shot Gunther, or somebody could have come in shortly afterwards.
Miles, anything's possible. But this is the most obvious answer. The most obvious answer is usually right.
You don't think that Gavin went straight to Miles' house? That he waited at the studio for Miles?
He didn't call the ambulance first. He called Jody Travis.
I understand that, can't you?
He didn't call an ambulance after he
I
talked
was
to
halfway
Jody.
down the block. He knew I was coming to help Gunther.
That's right. He signature on a formal statement. There's no need to have her come down here.
Oh, I appreciate that, there. I don't think she would enjoy a visit to headquarters right now, despite the good company.
Look, tell her not to worry. Tell her we're still in the fact-finding stage and that no charges have been filed as yet against her boyfriend.
Will that be true 24 hours from now?
That I can't promise you.
Didn't think you could. So long.
Take care, Miles. Is that the limit of your patience, Derek? 24 hours?
I think that's being pretty generous, Mike. I think there should be a warrant out for his arrest right now, or for nothing else, for resisting an officer.
He also was wounded. That means he needs medical attention.
I know. And he may be afraid to try and get it, knowing that all bullet wounds have to be reported. So for his own sake, I hope he turns himself in soon.
When he does, maybe we'll get the whole story.
Mike, we've already got the whole story. He told Jody Travis that he struggled with Gunther for the gun.
That doesn't mean it happened that way.
It's the oldest alibi in the world, and we happen to know that it's not true.
For sure?
The medical examiner said Gunther was shot from at least 10 feet. Mike, there were no powder burns. You can't be shot at close range without leaving powder burns as a result.
I see.
The autopsy's going to bear this out. He lied to Jody. There's no reason to think he's going to tell us the truth. That's why I think he's on the run right now. Yeah.
USA.
He always gave me more than my money's worth. He was dedicated. He was loyal.
And what were Mr. Wagner's duties?
Well, primarily he was my chauffeur. Now, I do a lot of business by car, but he did more than just drive.
Then would you describe him as a sort of butler, valet?
Well, Gunther did for me the things that needed to be done. I'm going to miss him. Very much. And frankly, I'm quite angry that there have been no formal charges brought against the man who killed him in cold blood.
Well, I understand that the police haven't completed the investigation.
No. Mrs. Carr, the facts are painfully simple. Gunther was behaving poorly towards Wiley's little lady friend.
She's your principal dancer, isn't she? I mean, Jody Travis does work for you, doesn't she?
Yes, she has, and she may again, I'm not sure. But the point is that she became annoyed at Gunther's teasing, ran out of the dance studio, which gave Wiley just the opportunity he needed.
What do you mean, opportunity?
Well, this may sound harsh, Mrs. Carr, Nancy, but I'll tell you just what I told the police. Wiley actually boasted to Gunther that he had bought a gun to use against him. He was trying to provoke an encounter.
I see.
And indeed he did. And Gunther is dead. And if that isn't murder, pure and simple, well, I don't know what is.
Well, what about pure and simple self-defense?
Come, Mrs. Carr, surely you know that Wiley lied. There was no struggle for the gun. He aimed it and deliberately killed him from a distance. Now, I'm not trying to whitewash Gunther. If I had known what was going on between him and Jody Travis, I would have fired him. But Wiley fired a gun. I think that remedy is a bit severe, don't you?
Oh, Mr. Whitney, I don't have any opinion. Really, my job is to remain objective.
Well, I can't remain objective. I intend to do everything I can to make sure that Wiley is captured and punished. And even that won't be enough.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about Dr. Miles Cavanaugh. The man who went up to save Gunther and then watched him bleed to death.
Dr. Cavanaugh was injured. He was knocked unconscious.
Dr. Cavanaugh says he was knocked unconscious.
Well, why should you doubt that?
Because Cavanaugh had just as much animosity towards Gunther as Wiley did. You can ask him that yourself.
Well, now, just what should I ask him? I do know that they quarreled about Jody.
Nancy, they did more than quarrel. They came to hand-to-hand combat. I know, I was there. And I'm not at all surprised that Cavanaugh, when he went up to that dance studio and saw Gunther there, bleeding to death, just let him.
Are you suggesting that Dr. Cavanaugh lied? That he left Gunther Wagner to die?
You still being objective, Mrs. Carr?
I can't believe you're serious. You have no right to make a charge like that against a man of Dr. Cavanaugh's reputation.
It sounds as if you're not going to print it.
No, I am not, because I print facts, Mr. Whitney. And frankly, I think you should be grateful, because what you just told me borders on slander.
Well, Mrs. Carr, I've got a well-deserved reputation for protecting my own. I intend to see that justice is served. And yours is not the only newspaper in this city.
Thank you, Mr. Whitney. I'll let myself out.